Statement, and then we'll take questions.
Thanks for coming, and obviously, day for Seton Hall. We spent a whole week talking about turnovers and, and how they play. And they got a really unique style to get people to turn it over. And we didn't start the game off the way you wanted to, but we dug back in it. But they well balanced. Shaw's done a really good job. The environment was great. You can't turn the ball over like that. Your backcourt and have success against a team like that. That's what they thrive off of. I thought we were okay on the backboards with them, but just turned it over and spotted a good team. Shaw's done a great job. Congratulations to Seton Hall.
Jerry and then Matt.
Steve, you changed the lineup some today again. What was the decision to change it, especially to bring J. Mike off the bench?
Yeah, they. I started J-Mike. I started Reek because Reek had a terrific week of practice, and so did the other guys. I wanted to put my best shooters on the floor too. And J-Mike's an instant energy guy, so I kind of wanted to go with some energy coming off the bench. And Chris Newley was sick today. Like, I wanted those kind of guys coming off the bench with Darren Buchanan. And we're searching. Haroon's playing some good basketball for us. Just got to get another guard. And I thought Lino came in and gave us great minutes until he cramped up and couldn't play the second half. So, we got to get our guards to play better for sure. But I went with that lineup a little bit older. They had a good week of practice. Our best shooters were on the floor. I thought that would, help us a little bit in this game.
In the front here.
Coach, how do you explain what happened and what went wrong in the first 5 minutes? Just turnover.
Yeah, just, the crowd and, a lot of new guys to this game don't really understand it, and just turn the ball over. We've talked about it all week, and, you can't get off to that kind of start. And, but we bounced back from that. That was all, it was a tough start. We got it back to 1 point. Haroon steals the ball. I was telling him throw it towards our basket. He threw it to the other, could have had a chance to take the lead at that point in time. So we did bounce back from that, but certainly not the way you want to start on the road against a team that steals the ball, that steals the ball.
Brian.
Steve, can you mimic their pressure in practice?
We tried to, obviously. It's hard to do. They got tremendous, length, and but we were careless. It was on us, break their pressure, and we talked about breaking pressure to score and attacking the score. And when you play in a game like this, you got to come out like swinging. You can't be timid. And I thought we were on our heels for the first 5 minutes, but we did bounce back from that and turn the ball over the rest of the game too. So yeah, hard to mimic, but I thought we tried hard to mimic it this week.
Steve Pikiell and then Adam Zagorski.
Steve, a year ago, the Seton Hall team won 7 games. Is there some big picture hope in the ability to turn a program around quickly?
I think in this day and age, there really is. Your resources are where you need them to be, and your roster, and I like my freshmen. Can they keep getting better? Can I retain them? That kind of thing. But yeah, he's done a really good job, and they're very confident right now too. So they're a real confident team, and we've played some. This is a tough stretch for us. We played number 1 and number 1. I think Michigan's the best team in the country. Purdue was number 1 at the time. Playing these guys on the road, playing Tennessee. We played some really good basketball teams. So yeah, I think you can't turn these things around in this day and age. But you can also have it 1 year and done too. It's a whole different world now that we're all playing, and you could have a great year and then your guys, go shopping.
Steve, it seems like Shaw's done a good job identifying guys that fit his system and play his style, and he was able to bring them in the portal. Do you notice a dramatic difference from the team he had last year to this year in terms of how they fit his style?
Shaw's a really good coach, first of all. He was a good coach last year. I know, the results didn't say that, but the guy can flat out coach. So, he's got a confident group right now, and the point guard is really solid. When you get a really solid point guard that can score and make plays, he makes players around him better. And then they play, blocking shots, and they're attacking you. I watched all their tapes. They've done a really good job of attacking Kansas State, attacking USC, even though they lost that game. But yeah, I mean, he's a good coach and always has been. So, and they play hard and they're going to be physical and all those things that his teams do.
Brian Fonseca and then Brian D.
Steve, they had 52 points in the paint, 14 offensive rebounds, really dominated inside. As one, why do you think they were able to do that? And you guys only took 15 threes. Do you think that was enough to counteract?
Yeah, I mean, give them credit for taking, they've watched the tape on Harone and those guys too, so, give them credit on 15. They're not just they don't give anyone open threes. The paint has been an issue for us. We got in foul trouble early. I thought he was getting ready to have a good rebounding night, and then foul, and then you have to start subbing guys in and what have you. But, the backboards weren't our problem tonight. We held our own, and, at times we just continued to turn the ball over at an alarming rate, and you can't give them that many opportunities to, get easy baskets, and they scored a lot of their in the paint in transition off of our live ball turnovers. So, a huge part of that was, the paint points was that.
Brian.
Steve, how much did your youth play a role in this game?
It's the roster, and, would I like to be older? Yeah, but, this is the roster that I have, and I think these young guys are maturing. We gotta get our older guys to play better.
And a follow-up on that,
Yeah.
Zerno, 13 points, 15 tonight. What do you think of his development?
Yeah, he continues, at first he was making that adjustment to, playing in the States, and he's been practicing, he's been awesome in practice, and, in all of our, high-level games, he's been able to produce for us, and we gotta start putting in some more stuff for him, and he said if we didn't have 18, turnovers, he would've got some more looks, and I feel very confident he could do it. He could score a little bit too around the basket. We gotta put some tricks in for him, because he can, he's got a little bit, down low too that we can take advantage of. But he's come a long way. I think Caden Powers too, his numbers don't say it, but he's kind of figuring out college basketball, and I think he's gonna. And Lino, I thought had by far his best night. I thought he was getting ready to have 18, 19 points. He can go by people and make plays, so he's maturing too in his game. But gotta have those guys, on the court, and they gotta have them keep maturing.
Last two, Matt and then Jerry.
Coach, speaking with the freshman, Lino Mark, 10 points. Just what did you see from him today? Any update on what happened to him after he left the second half?
He just cramped up and had to go in the locker room and get an IV, so he couldn't finish the game. He's getting better. I played him in these games. He's played in Purdue now. He's played in Michigan. He's going up against top flight point guards. He's learning how to get by people. He's doing a good job defensively too. I really thought tonight, was a great game for him, breakout wise, and you gotta make plays against a team like this, the way they guard you. So it was just, I was sorry to have him, not play in the second half, because he was gonna get a lot of minutes, and, he needs to keep improving for us, because he's got some tools, and he's got some size, and he's got some creativity to him.
Last one, Jerry.
Steve, you've been in now 10 years in this series, this rivalry. You've been on both ends of it. What do you think of it? What are your hopes for the future of it?
I love that Shab plays it, first of all, and I want to thank him, for that. That wasn't always the case, and I think it's a great series. I hope we play it for a long time. And, I know you would like home and home, right? Let's do both, right? What do you think?
In one season?
What do you think?
I think it'd be great. Sign me up.
Sign me up. See what Shaw's gonna say.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you guys,
Steve.
appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Steve.
Appreciate it.